Hey everybody. So you've heard about these wildfires. Um, Yesterday I thought it was just hazy out, but it wasn't. It's the smoke from the wildfires, and I can smell it now too. And they're recommending that people wear N95s or KN95s outside. Excuse this mess. This is, I can't, I have one hand. Hang on, I'll show you. So this is the sky, and you can't really see it, but it's kind of rolling in like fog. You can see it kind of like over there, but all of this is not overcast. This is all that smoke from the wildfires. And for some reason, where I am on Long Island, we're in a red zone or orange zone or something, and it's definitely gotten worse since this morning. You could like see it there. It's pretty bad. But anyway, now that I'm out here, I may as well show you the garden. Okay, let me back up. Excuse the hoses and stuff. I just tired of like dragging them around and putting them back, and so the lilies are growing, butterfly bush, the astilbe, those peonies there's actually more buds on there. There were several buds on that bush. I don't know. Finally, what the heck is this called back there? Can't remember, but that's finally spiking out and flowering. The clematis will come around for a second bloom. This is called columbine. It's grown from seed. It's so easy. You throw the seed, walk away, and before you know it, you'll have baby columbines. Yeah, they're perennials. And here's the salvia, the trash can salvia. Look how big this one got. This one got really, really big. And then there's one that kind of got swallowed up by some lilies. And I'm not sure if I'm going to move that, because when the lilies are spent in about a month, I can cut them and it will be exposed, because salvia really likes sun. But these lilies are going to be popping soon. Those are the Asiatic lilies. The oriental ones are growing, but the Asiatic ones, they pop first. Like these are already, I don't even know what color they are. I forgot, and I didn't put the tags on them. But what's this? I think it's a shroom. Let's see. Is it a shroom? It sure is. Look at the size of this thing. Look at that. It's huge. Look at how big this is. Wow. There's all kinds of mushrooms coming up because the mulch, I guess, keeps the moisture in, which is good, but I do get some shrooms popping up. Yeah, all these lilies are growing. Over here it doesn't get as much water, so maybe that's why they're not as big as other ones. And here's what's going on in the vegetable garden. Things are growing. I've got my 2 lemon verbenas there, and then another lemon verbena there. But then everything else, this is a rose bush that got shocked when I transplanted it. And then there's another rose bush that from last year was a little dry. They'll be okay. This one looked really pretty sad, and when I started giving it water and stuff, it perked up. It'll bloom next year. That one will too. It's growing. There's a lone lily there, but there's my rose bush there. So yeah, things are growing. This is all that lemon balm. What a mistake that was, planting that stuff. Oh gosh, I cannot get rid of it. I pull it out and the shit keeps growing back. So that stuff I think is even worse than mint as far as the invasive properties. And there's the rest. There's the dogs are inside, but look at the sky. This is all smoke. Like, look at it over here. That's all smoke. There's no sun. It's really creepy. And you can smell it, which is even more creepy. Yeah. Look what I've got. Volunteer tomatoes from last year. I've kind of gotten to where I leave things in the fall because they're easier to pull out in the spring, and then I get all these little volunteer things that are so neat from the year before. More columbine that I planted, because the columbine, I've kind of gotten to my goal of having mostly perennials out here, so I'm not out here every year, like, you know, planting and digging and pulling up, and the columbine grows really fast. It's a perennial and it will spread. So yeah, there's my neighbors by their pool, they got these huge salvia and they're beautiful, but that's a big hosta just coming up. This over here, it's kind of crowded, so in the fall or later on, or maybe in the spring, I need to kind of unclutter this, spread some of these things out. Like this is a bleeding heart. That can come forward a little bit. I can bring that salvia forward, that over here for sure. And then the lilies at some point will have to be pulled out and split and separated. I can't believe how quickly these things just grow and divide and multiply. You could have a whole field of lilies in 5 years or so. I pulled out a Montauk daisy from here. I had 2 butterfly bushes that I bought at the end of last year, and I kind of just let everything go last year. So I don't know if these things are going to grow, if they're not going to grow. They had really healthy root systems, and the gardening group said that it will come back, to just put it in there and not fuss over it. If the root system was good, break off as much dead wood as you can, and that's what I did. So let's see, hopefully they'll turn out like the rose bush. There was one there, and then I put one back there, and they both look equally shitty. But this side gets more sun, and so these things grow sooner and bigger. Like this I would love for all the salvia to look like that, but it doesn't, because as you go this way, it gets less sun, direct sun. So while it's great for these guys, some of the others don't love it as much. So yeah, there's my clematis that will bloom a second time. And here's another salvia. This one didn't really take off, but it's starting to bud out now. Here's this one. And then I have this one that I planted, and it grew and it spread out. So I'm gonna have to get a salvia expert to help me with this one, because this thing really got big and leggy, and this one kind of did too. And these are in shade. That's going to get moved. I will probably end up moving that, because I don't think it's happy back here. Hydrangea's always happy, gets lots of water, and You know, these things, when this weeping atlas cedar grows, it'll hide all this ugly behind here, and then the hostas this hosta's out of control. Totally out of control. And it doesn't get much sun, but it gets enough sun so that it burns the leaves. But here's the flower that's coming out. There will be several, I suspect, several flower stalks coming out of here because it's just so damn big. Yeah, there's another one coming out of there. Here's one. Yeah, they're coming out of the bottom. This thing is just huge, and I don't know if I should leave it, move it, pull it. I don't know what to do with it. It's out of control. So yeah, and I have to get all these spent daffodil leaves, which I can do with my one hand. And I've got my sunflowers, baby sunflowers there. I think they call them teddy bear buttons or something. They're like fuzzy, and something keeps digging up these celosia, and I don't know what it is. Something dug them up over there. I don't know what's pulling these celosia up. Here's one. This got. So I don't really know what the deal is with these things, but something is after them. I don't know if it's rabbits, squirrels, or what, but I'm not exactly sure what to do. They don't look great, but then again, it hasn't been really hot here, and I think celosia really likes hot. I don't know. I'm doing the best I can here, but I've got plenty of lilies, right? Look at this one. This one is kind of like almost up to my neck. Yeah, a couple more weeks and things will be out. My first Asiatic lily bloomed. The Asiatics bloom earlier than the Orientals, but it's yellow and bright and happy. So yeah, so that's the. It's really smoky. It's really, wow. I'm looking down the street and it's really, really smoky. So I'm gonna go in. The dogs are in taking a nap, and I'll see you guys soon. Here's something interesting to people that like to garden. This is a pot that I literally just threw seeds in. I don't even remember what I put in here, but I'm looking, and you see the little red bugs? Those are mites. I don't think they are dangerous, but I've never seen those before. We're being invaded by all these crazy bugs, but now I have to go see if they're dangerous or not. And here's the view from my front steps of the front garden. It'll start to pick up when things start to bloom and it gets warmer. So thumbs up for gardens. And holy shit, can you see this smoke? Look, it's blowing in. I think the wind changed direction. I'm out of here, I'm going in.